Oh, can it be? Can it be? Here we are again together in the family of God. Oh, here we are. What an occasion to rejoice, not dead yet. And if we were, we'd be in the next place. Oh, glory be. I I want to proclaim today to the world that in liaison with God, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible. I woke up this morning uh, after one and then another of my old time character weaknesses you know, they were just, you know, palpably present. There's nothing outrageous at all. You know, the average person would say, "What you worried about that for?" But mm, there's the something about the Beatitudes, and if you start with that first one, it says, "Happy are the humble." The ones who are prepared to enter the universal family as a little child, reaching up with the arms of faith to Daddy who will pick us up. And knowing that all it takes is looking to Him as our Father. And we're in the family. And for those who have trouble with the Father concept, you know, don't stand on ceremony. Knock and the door will be opened. That's how good our parent is. And then you roll on and there's this and that and there's this and there's that. And then you come into that next one. Happy are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. If you're hungry, you want to be filled. If you're thirsty, you want to be filled. But there's something about this. And this filling, we're happy. Why? Because we know who's making the promise. And we found out the first time around that the promise maker is a promise keeper. And the promise keeper is a comforter and blesses us with the Spirit of truth, even as the Father in heaven blesses us with his indwelling Spirit. Oh, we know there's a lot of happiness here, and we've had enough experience to trust. So when we hear about hunger and thirst, you will be filled, we say, yes, is that what it takes? And I think there's a clue here, because I think the message is partly, you've got to get to hunger and thirst before your capacity of receptivity for this gift. You've got to get to that level before you can receive it. And that's how great the gift is, that you got to scramble up the side of the cliff a little bit. Yeah, I got up that rock face. You ever done that rock climbing? With that belay and all that teamwork, with that rope hanging, suspended from that rope, which is anchored at the top. It's awesome. It's awesome, the teamwork, and it works. It works. That's how you get up. because that faith connection with the top of the rock wall, and that servant leadership from below, holding you in case something doesn't go right on the rock wall. How about that? But the point is, you got to scramble up to really hunger and thirst. You got to really want it. And but when you get to that, and just that promise, liaison with God, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible. And that determination constitute real cooperation with the indwelling spirit gift of the universal Father, of us all. And let's just kind of wander into that topic for a quick minute, because that gospel that Jesus proclaimed 2,000 years ago is coming to light, is coming to life again in this planetary crisis in which we need it. Oh, I won't say like never before. Now, I've read about devastation in history. I don't want to say this is the worst it's ever been by any means, but we got major needs. And I don't see the necessary lessons being learned about what activities are essential in what kinds of circumstance, and what kind of stuff is just bravado or luxury or whatever that we, in wisdom, are able to do without. But that gospel is so many-sided and so beautiful in the life of truth and how those many sides play. I can say to you, okay, get with the universal family, get with the family of God. There are values here. There are normative implications. This is something that you join with the faith of a child. It's something that you join. And you don't have to ascend to this hunger and thirst, although for a lot of people, the hunger and thirst drives them onto their knees of humility and openness. And then once you're there, you sort of look around and you realize the creator of all things and all beings, the creator of the ecological biomes and the planetary, cosmic, all this that we have been polluting so thoughtlessly. Our air, our water, our land. But we look up and we see that awesome creator is our Father. And not just the Father of those who believe. He's everybody's Father. Because between believers and non-believers, when believers have their times of not being, and non-believers have their times of unconsciously being in the zone so much more than the average believer, it's not funny. The compassion of the love of God and the mercy of God embraces all of us. We are all family. And you say, how can this be? The family of God are those who have accepted the grandeur of what it means without, how can any of us fathom it? What it means to be a daughter of God, what it means to be a son of God. And that's how we enter in to the perspective that we can see everyone. Oh, that's my brother. Oh, that's my sister, no matter what they believe or don't believe. Are they lost? Did they rebel and just say, with this? That's my brother. That's my sister. Be patient. They just wandered off. I would seek them with a word, with a silence, with a smile. Anyway, in liaison with God. Now, there are some of these things, nothing is impossible. What this planet needs, with all the tangle of problems, is a spiritual renaissance, because you grab hold of the ecological problem or some big raging social problem or some big raging economic or political, geopolitical, local corruption, whatever it is, and you make progress, and then you get tangled up in these others. To break through the tangle, we need a spiritual renaissance on this planet. Oh, sounds impossible to lots of people. In liaison, nothing. But that liaison with God has got to have a critical mass, a chorus of voices that proclaim by their lives the magnificent fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man in whatever language feels right to you, fits your experience of the discoveries. And so I say, no matter what's going on in your life and on our world, always know that you are a divinely created, infinitely loved. That's a qualitative infinite, as well as a quantitative, everlasting and beyond, and can never fathom it. Spiritually indwelt. God is in you. God inside you. Paradoxical? Yes, until you experience it. And you are an evolutionary in the mercy and creative power of God, launched into this fabulous experience. Free will creature, a son or daughter of God. Good day. Good day.